Good evening and welcome to the April 24th, 2023 meeting of the Florissant City Council. I would ask you to stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Parson? Siam? Harris? Manganelli? Egan?
Here.
Caputa? Shildroth? O'Donnell? Pagano?
Let the record reflect that a quorum is present. Approval of the minutes. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the meeting minutes. Are there any corrections or additions to the meeting minutes of April 10th, 2023? Seeing none, Councilman Parson moves to approve the minutes. That is seconded by Mr. Siam. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? And the minutes are approved. We now have several special presentations this evening. The first event, we will swear in Mayor Lowry.
Okay. Do you state your name?
Simply J. Lowry.
Solemnly swear that you possess all of the qualifications for your position as mayor as prescribed by the Charter of the City of Florissant, and that you will support the Constitution and the laws of the United States and the State of Missouri and the Charter and ordinances of the City of Florissant, and that you will faithfully perform the duties of your office.
I do. Thank you.
Judge Dorsey.
Should I have all right? Okay. Please raise your right arm. Do you state your name?
Mary Elizabeth Dorsey.
Solemnly swear that you possess all of the qualifications for your position as municipal judge, as prescribed by the Charter of the City of Florissant, that you will support the Constitution and laws of the United States and the State of Missouri and the Charter and ordinances of the City of Florissant, and you will faithfully perform the duties of your office.
I do.
Okay.
Even Ward Council members.
I'm going to do all three at the same time. We're going to do all at the same time. Okay? Okay. Maybe you weren't. Okay. Please raise your right hand. Do you state your name? Solemnly swear that you possess all of the qualifications for your position as council member, as prescribed by the Charter of the City of Florissant, and that you will support the Constitution and laws of the United States and the State of Missouri, and the Charter and ordinances of the City of Florissant, and that you will faithfully perform the duties of your office.
I do.
Are you going to get a picture?
Our next item on the agenda is proclamations. A proclamation for Mayor Norm McCourt will be presented by Mayor Lowry and Councilman Schildroth.
Whereas Mayor Norm McCourt has served as the mayor of the city of Blackjack for 25 years, and prior to that served on the city council for 15 years. And whereas additionally, Mayor McCourt began his service with St. Louis County and the St. Louis County Council in 2017 and retired in 2007. Whereas Mayor McCourt was first elected to the Missouri Municipal League's Board of Directors 2006, and during his tenure with the league has served as president, chairman of the Technology Committee, chairman of the Nominating Committee, and currently serves as the Finance and Taxation Committee, which he has previously chaired on several items. And whereas Mayor McCourt is a lifelong resident of the North St. Louis County, growing up in Berkeley, Missouri, and graduating from Berkeley Senior High. Whereas Mayor McCourt's longstanding commitment to local government generally and to the city of Blackjack specifically is exceptionally commendable and has resulted in development of major initiatives to promote health, safety, and welfare of the residents of this community and the discovery of solutions to serious regional issues. Whereas after a long career in public service, Mayor McCourt will be retiring and looks forward to enjoying spending even more time with his 2 sons and 6 grandchildren. Whereas the exemplary public life and leadership of Mayor Norm McCourt is truly praiseworthy. And when asked what he's most proud of, Mayor McCourt simply responded that Blackjack is a stable, happy community. Now, therefore, I, Timothy J. Lowry, Mayor of the City of Florissant, Missouri, and members of the City Council do hereby extend their sincere gratitude for his dedication to the community and many years of public service commitment. We wish to congratulate Mayor Norm McCourt on happy retirement.
Mr. Mayor, I want to congratulate you for a great career. You did a lot of good things in Blackjack, and it's in a stable position. Mayor McCourt and I know each other from St. Louis County. We both worked for the St. Louis County Council for several years. We worked on a few projects together and put out a few fires at 41 South Central on the first floor. We're different county executives and different councils. So this guy is great on his feet, and he can handle any challenge. I'd like to present you with this key to the city. It's good to every door in this city hall and to every vault inside the city. Mr. Mayor?
So, Norm, thank you so much for everything that you did for the city of Blackjack and, of course, the neighboring community here in the city of Florissant, and really everything that you've done in North St. Louis County for over these many years. And I appreciate your leadership, your friendship. In the last 4 years, you've been one of my mentors, so I certainly appreciate you helping me through the Municipal League and things like that, and thank you so much for what you've done, making North County such a wholesome place to live and raise a family. Thank you.
I'd like to thank the City of Florissant for this. Very, very nice, and I will treasure this. It's been my pleasure to work with quite a few people on the Florissant City Council and several mayors on the Florissant City Council. You, as residents of the City of Florissant, should be very proud of the representatives you have for your city. They put forth a great effort to put your city in the forefront and to make sure that your city gets every advantage possible that is offered through the municipal league, through federal government, and so on. So it's been my pleasure to work with them. I'm glad to retire. It's pretty good. Everybody, could you hold that 1 second, please? Everybody always has been asking me what I'm going to do in retirement. And I got to thinking about that. I think I'm going to do a lot of Zoom meetings. Where else can you do, spend a lot of time and get nothing accomplished and whatever. So I'm gonna do Zoom. I'm gonna do it a little bit different. That's a bass fishing bait called Zoom. And I'm gonna use that to see what I can catch. But thank you very much. I appreciate this from the bottom of my heart, and it's been a pleasure to work with each and every one of you.
Thank you, Norm. Appreciate everything you've done.
Our next item on the agenda will be a special presentation by students from UMSL.
Good evening. Thank you for having us. My name is Rob Wilson. I'm the instructor for a class at UMSL's Honors College. It's called Where We Live. The purpose of the class, it's an urban studies class, and we're trying to get students outside the classroom walls and be engaged in community engagement. This semester, we got a chance to opportunity to work with Florissant, and we also work with Berkeley and the Missouri Historical Museum. And tonight, we have a wonderful group of students who have been working hard all semester on some projects that they would like to share for you. Everything we're creating, we're giving to you at the end, or the ability for you guys to recreate even more. So I'm going to have them come up one at a time and introduce themselves and tell you about their projects.
Hello, my name is Gavin. I am a history major. Fun fact about me, before I was born, my parents actually used to live in Florissant. And I've always wanted to know more about the city, and I was thankful to have a chance to meet up with Andy and work on a project for Florissant. Andy helped me design these magnets for Florissant and figure out what is exactly important to all of you. He told me a lot about the Valley of the Flowers and the Veterans March, which I was more than happy to include in these magnets. I also decided to add a bunch of pictures of the children in Florissant because I do believe that children are the future, and to me they represent how the city of Florissant is flourishing. I hope that everybody will appreciate these magnets and look on them for years to come. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ashley Mampa. I am a major in philosophy and history at the University of Missouri St. Louis. I'm doing this, like my colleagues, through the Pierre Laclede Honors College. The project that I am presenting was done in collaboration with Historic Florissant, Inc., which we have Mrs. Gina Seeby in the audience. And it was an absolute pleasure to work with them. As you hopefully know, Historic Florissant, Inc. does a lot of really important work in preserving Florissant's historic architecture and educating people on the history of these sites. So what I wanted to do was make some edits and add some content to their webpage. One of the first major things that I did was I wanted to include some information about the historical properties that they've saved. Since their founding in 1969, they have restored and saved from demolition about 10 properties. And we wanted to make sure that their website reflects some of the work that they've been doing. Thanks to a lot of the information provided by Ms. Gina Seeby, we were able to add some information about these sites. For instance, the Myers House and Barn, which if you drive north on 270, it's a beautiful Victorian Greek revival structure that has a really interesting story behind it. In 1867, the eponymous John B. Myers bought a 50-acre tract, and he married a Florissant resident named Adeline Moughton, and they had 3 children. Unfortunately, sometime into the construction of this house, he passed away, and he didn't leave a will. So he left his wife, who was pregnant with their 3rd child, an immigrant from France, to spend 13 years in probate courts sorting out their matters of their estate. Bit of a headache. But not only did a single mother, recently widowed, manage to sort that out, she was also able to complete that beautiful house. And we wanted to make sure that stories like that and stories behind a lot of these beautiful properties get included in the history of Florissant. The second major project, which my colleague Gavin just passed out to all of you, was I wrote a brief overview of Florissant history. It's about 2,000 words, and it gets into some of the key events and also just provides just a summary of Florissant's importance as a center of contact between indigenous peoples, its importance to the Archdiocese, the fact that it holds one of North America's first saints and some of America's oldest churches and the West. In researching, I got to spend a lot of time in the archives of the Missouri Historical Society, the State Historical Society, the Mercantile Library of UMSL, and I definitely need to thank the staff of them. Also, Mrs. Gina Seavey was very helpful in lending me some secondary sources. I just put some pictures of some of the cool documents from like 1790 that I got to look at. The other final project that I did, if we click on the website, this connects to the project that we will be discussing next, and I can't quite view. I just have the PowerPoint on my screen. It came up, but I can't scroll down. I can't scroll down on the thing.
Oh, can you go back?
Yeah, so, got the site. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. In my time at UMSL, I got to pick up a little bit of ArcGIS, which is just a mapping software. And in what I was able to do was we created an interactive map for the Historic Florissant website in which you can, at your leisure, you can view and you can click on a lot of the historic properties, over 75 different sites that are historically relevant to Florissant, many of which are pretty nearby where we are standing right now. And also, as part of this project, and connected to the one that my colleagues will be discussing next, I compiled a drivable route for all of these properties, a Green Line tour that people can basically go around and learn about the rich historic architecture of Florissant from the comfort of your own car and at your own pace. And with that, I will give the floor to Jeanette and Boo. Thank you.
Okay, let's see. Don't want to go too far. Okay. Hello, my name is Rebecca Littrell. Ashley calls me Boo. I go by Boo a lot of other places. I am a student athlete at UMSL as well as part of the Honors College. I'm a PE student with a coaching minor, and I'll let Jeanette introduce herself.
Hi all, my name is Jeanette Memmer, and I am a history and French language double major at UMSL with the Honors College, and I'm in my senior year. As Ashley already alluded to in the end of her presentation, we also put together an updated version of the Florissant's Green Line Tour. And for this project, we worked very closely with Historic Florissant Incorporated, specifically with Gina Seavey. Can't thank her enough for all the work that she did for and with us. Incredibly instrumental in getting this project put together for you all today. Together, we reorganized and revamped the old Green Line Tour route, the pictures that were attached to that, and the information that researchers had compiled for the previous tour. This historical architectural tour was meant and is meant to draw in tourists and local residents alike to learn about the city's rich French and Spanish colonial history. Together, we sifted through decades worth of family photos, historical documents, deeds to homes, and written histories to put together this booklet that Ashley just handed out to you guys, which is an outline for the updated tour with new pictures and more updated blurbs of information. We've also included a brief page in the beginning of the document that has a Florissant story, so to speak, to whet the appetite of the tourists. As well as an acknowledgement page on the back page. On the back cover. To all the people who dedicated their time and energy towards making this happen. The town's compelling story was one that immediately appealed to me as a history student and a history major, but that part of the project wasn't the part that meant the most to me. The part that really meant the most to me and will stay with me for the longest amount of time was the enthusiasm and generosity of the people that I got to work with at the historic Florissant Incorporated. I enjoyed that part. I enjoyed the research, of course, but it really was that enthusiasm that made very apparent to me just how much the people of Florissant loved Florissant. So much so that they dedicate their time and their resources and all of their energy to preserving it so it can be shared with others like me and Boo and Ashley and anybody who wants to learn. That part was special to me, and I hope it was as special to you and to Gina as it was to me. This project would have been nothing without them, and it was their knowledge and sheer love for the city that this project was made possible by. Rest assured, some of that same knowledge and passion was imparted onto us, but the fact that Florissant has such dedicated and caring people looking after it should make you infinitely proud. We'll be giving these booklets to you, as we just did. Those are for you to keep for your viewing pleasure, and I will be turning over all ownership and permissions for the document itself for reprinting to Gina and to you. So, thank you.
I just want to say a little bit of how this project impacted me. I'm not from the St. Louis area. I'm here on an athletic scholarship playing softball at UMSL. I'm actually from Peoria, Illinois, so quite a bit of a drive. And just learning the history of these houses, what they meant to these people, and the history of Florissant was really special to me. And I thank you guys so much for the opportunity to work with you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is George Shockey. I'm a history and English double major at UMSL. I'm, like my colleagues, also part of the Honors College. And I'm a storyteller. I write creative fiction in my spare time. I'm attempting to write a novel. And very early on, I was drawn to the story of Florissant. And when Andy took us on a tour of City Hall here, walking through, I noticed that there wasn't an easy way for visitors who were not from Florissant or the residents here to just quickly get at a glance, see what Florissant's story is. And to that end, I have created this timeline here, which I now give to you to hopefully hang in a place where people can see it and learn more. I began through my own research and with some of the research from Ashley and Jeanette's work, compiling an extended timeline. I looked at the variety of events, both important and developmental, to Florissant's history, from its early beginnings as a fur trading outpost and later growth throughout the following 2 centuries into the massive developing city that it is today. And then I selected from that 21 events that I thought to be particularly memorable and worthy of a story. I looked at the smaller arcs within that, leaving the small kind of blurbs that people can read for more information, like the growth and story of Heindel's Market, Coldwater Cemetery, the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier and its discovery I also mentioned in the later aspects of the timeline. And the timeline itself, I captioned it with "From Furs to the Future" because I was very much taken with your motto of "We are Florissant Strong." I thought that was a beautiful encapsulation of the spirit of this community, and I wanted to try and replicate that in looking at this wonderful story, not just the history, but the tale of your community's wonderful past and development into the future from its humble beginnings and expanding growth, whether it was under James J. Egan right after World War II and its explosion then. And I am very happy to have had a chance to work on this. I lived in and around St. Louis my entire life. For most of that time, I didn't know very much about Florissant. I didn't know very much about St. Louis or the history of this region. But through the process of working to understand and researching this project, I have had my interest in this city and in the many smaller municipalities within it greatly renewed, and I am extremely happy that now I am able to share this with all of you so that hopefully others who, when they come to the City Hall or to wherever you decide to display this, will be able to see this work, get a quick understanding of what Florissant's past is, and hopefully from there, having garnered more interest for themselves, go out and through other resources, perhaps like some of the ones my colleagues have provided, or through the resources that Gina can provide, learn more about this wonderful community. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Emily Jesse. I'm part of the Florissant 5 crew over there, or 6. Are you there? 6, yeah. Let me give you a little background on myself. I'm an education major. My parents, just like Gavin's, also grew up in Florissant. So I don't know about you guys, but I remember butterflies in my backyard. And I drove through Florissant. We took a tour here, and I didn't see any butterflies. And I thought creating a garden would be a cool addition to Florissant, bringing back some of the native species that lived here once before when I was younger. We worked like all day on this project. It took forever, but it was so fun. I remember we got a $100 donation from the City Hall for the soil, and then we had to work with the Calvary Church, obviously, with Pastor Darrell Jackson and Robert Lloyd. I don't know if they're here with us today. Yeah, they are. They are here with us. They were so generous of them to let us use their land for this garden to add nature and beauty to the community. There's a park located right across from it, and a cemetery also. So I think by adding a butterfly garden would be a cool addition to the community. But yeah, I just want to give a thanks to the church and the donations from Loud Bank Garden Supplies. They donated I think 15,000 seeds. So we'll have a surplus for at least 2 or 3 years. Yeah, because we barely used half the bag on the first thing. So, yeah, we were super excited to finally finish anything. So there's a tiller in one of these photos. Oh yeah, in the top right corner over here, and it broke halfway through our process. We're oh my gosh, oh no! But Pastor Darrell was so kind, and he, helped us rent another one, and it was a good day. We had really fun doing this project, and I got to network and be able to even connect my service fraternity with helping Calvary Church with maybe some events in the future. So this is an awesome opportunity. Thank you guys for listening. I appreciate it.
For those of you that don't know me, my name is Gina Seeby. I'm the president of Historic Florissant, and wow, are you as impressed as I am? I mean, these students have done a fabulous job. Thank you so much. If you remember, the city had a Green Line Tour brochure that was very poorly done. I hate to say that, but it was so bad. These students have taken all of the information that we have on about 60 or 70 of the homes in the historic district, and they also have routed the tour so that we could possibly repaint, this is why I'm bringing this to you, repaint the actual green lines on the street. There are some green lines that have been removed from the work that we've done in the historic district on the streets, but there are some that still remain. Some of those will need to be removed, so I don't know how that's done, but Mayor Lowry, we were going to present this to you, but since they're doing this tonight, we don't need to do that, but we were going to ask that those green lines be removed and the new path be painted. Is that something you think we can do? Yeah. Is this the cost of paint and good? Okay, excellent. So I just wanted to publicly thank this group of students. This is a great gift to our community. And hopefully we'll bring in some tourism to Florissant. And we plan to sell the book eventually. They had 10 books printed, I believe, is that right? 10 books printed, and we will have additional books printed, and we'll find a way, we'll put a price on that and find a way to sell it through Historic Florissant in the city as well. So again, thank you so much. I really appreciate and loved working with these students.
I just want to say thank you for having us. It's been such a pleasure. I am incredibly proud of the students, so I want to publicly say that too. They're absolutely amazing. We also have a group from Berkeley behind it, and they did a great job too. They'd love it if you asked them a question or two about the process. They've been working really hard on that, and so thank you. That's our presentation. We're going to leave you everything. We're going to leave you the poster. I have to take the easel back, but we'll leave you everything that we're going to give so you can reprint it.
Mayor Lowry.
So I don't know that I necessarily have a question. I just want to say that I had the opportunity to visit the class myself and Andy did and give a presentation about Florissant to you guys. And I got to tell you something, I think you guys did a better job than I did giving a presentation, so I appreciate that. And honestly, the time I got to spend with you and all the questions, and in fact, I think we ran out of time because you guys had so many, so you were so inquisitive. And I didn't know what to expect, but the expectations were extremely high, and I'll tell you, you guys did not disappoint at all. You guys did an excellent job, and I appreciate it. I think this project was only about 2 months. Is that about right?
Yeah.
You guys did a lot of work in 2 months. So thank you for what you did, and certainly you did Florissant right by your presentations tonight and the things that you put together. So thank you guys so much.
Just on the behalf of the whole group, we thank all of you for being here to listen and helping us through this process. So thank you all so much.
He wants to get a picture of you.
Any other questions?
Thank you, guys. The next item on the agenda will be hearing from citizens. This is a time to speak to the council on any issue not necessarily on the agenda for a period of 3 minutes. This is not a question and answer session. If you would like to speak to the mayor or a council member, please wait until after the meeting. If you are here to speak on a public hearing, please wait and speak when the public hearing is announced. If you wish to make any statement at this time, please fill out a yellow card on the table next to the door and hand it to our city attorney. Beth Lum.
Thank you for having us. Beth Lum, I'm with Amundsen Davis. We represent Tifton, who is, I believe, on new business on your agenda tonight for rezoning. Just wanted to let you know that we're here. If you have any questions, we're happy to help out. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The next item on the agenda is communications. I'll be offering a letter that was sent to the city by State Representative Gretchen Banger. In this letter, she encourages the council to vote against the rezoning request for the car wash and the storage facility on Hattershaw Road. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is public hearings. Public hearing number 2304010.
In accordance with Section 405-135 of the Florissant Zoning Code, a public hearing will be held by the City Council of Florissant, Missouri in the council chambers at 955 Rue St. Francois on Monday, April 24, 2023 at 7 p.m. on the following proposition. To amend B5 Ordinance Number 6166 to allow for the expansion of a car sales establishment, Mission Hills Development, to include 660 Charbonniers. Citizens will have an opportunity to be heard. Anyone with special needs should contact the city clerk at least 5 days before said public hearing by calling 839-7630 or email kgoodwin@florissantmo.com.
Is the petitioner present? Step right up, state your name, and tell us about your project, please.
Good evening. Joe Dale and Glenn Travers of GMT Auto. We are here tonight to present for our reading the addition of land to GMT Auto on Lindbergh Boulevard at 660 Charbonnier Road. We presented this to the Planning and Zoning Commission and got recommended for approval, but it is the church facility that is directly to the north of GMT, which is contiguous to that property, which would be converted back to the use of the existing B5, which GMT operates under now, would be added to that property to allow for vehicle storage. At this time, there's no plan. The existing church structure there will remain there. This petition is particularly to use the parking lot for additional storage for GMT Auto.
That's in my ward, so I do have a couple questions for you. You're not going to do any destruction right now, is that correct?
No, there's a small amount of construction, not building construction. We've got to do some fencing, some screen fencing, and some parking lot lighting. But that is primarily all. There is no more. There's no planned building addition or anything like that. Just something to, not even a parking lot expansion. It's just work to screen the parking, the cars, and to light the lot.
No disturbance of the land.
Yeah. There is additional landscape that will go with this as well.
Will the hours of the business remain the same?
Yes.
Will you be doing any sales from that lot in the building?
Well, the sales will happen at the GMT store, so we won't be doing actually sales in there. We'll have administrative people in that building, the partial building that we're using.
Very good. That's all the questions I have. Mr. Manganelli.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just one question comes to mind with this, with you leaving the structure, the church structure there. What are your plans to maintain it? Thank you.
Well, right now the church has its mechanical problems and things like that. The actual structure of the church is in really good shape. It's more internal things of that. There are no immediate plans to do anything with the church except for GMT to utilize some of the existing section that's right now a daycare, Sunday school area for some additional office space. But to anything modifications that would be to the overall church structure really are not planned at this point. Anything that would be pertinent to them operating those offices, there might be some maintenance on mechanical equipment or things like that that would be minor in nature to make sure that section is functioning well enough from a heating and cooling standpoint for their operation, for the additional office space they need.
Okay. I was just worried about maintaining.
Yeah, so I'll talk about that briefly. So right now it's semi-neglected because the church is in the process of moving. They're merging with another church.
Can you get closer to the microphone, sir, so we can hear you?
Yeah, this church is merging with another church on New Halls Ferry, and it's been in a little bit of disrepair on the outside. And they decided to merge the other church from a financial standpoint. So we're going to be going in and doing a lot of work on the outside as far as beautifying the property, like topping all the trees that haven't had any attention for 10 years. We're going to be doing a tremendous amount of landscaping. We're going to be cutting some trees down. We're going to be raking out all the dead grass, reseeding everything, and really just sort of bringing it back to life. And it just hasn't had a lot of attention in a long time.
Okay. Thank you. That's all I have.
Mr. Parson?
Actually, Mr. President, Mr. Manganelli asked a question that I was wondering about in terms of maintenance, and I think they explained that well, so I have no further questions.
Thank you. Mr. Siam?
Thank you, Mr. President. Just to be clear, you're talking about the property of Florissant Presbyterian Church to the west of it, right? You said to the north earlier.
Yeah. Get a little bit turned around with the way Lindbergh curves. But yeah,
corners my property now.
Well, it is a little bit northwest, so you're not totally off. But I just wanted to make sure we were on the same page.
But it is a Presbyterian church.
Okay, and are you, just to be clear, just buying the property basically, and then you're going to maintain the exterior of it? Does that sound right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, that's what I was wondering about. Thank you.
Mr. Harris?
Thank you, Mr. President. And I'm just going to ask this in a little bit different way, because you've said that a couple times that there are no short-term plans for the building, what would be empty space right there. Do you have any long-term plans or ideas for that space?
So we potentially do have a phase 2 coming, which would involve more parking in the back and using more of the building. We've had a lot of interest in the church, people that want to come in and lease the church and operate. I haven't decided if that's feasible to do. But the church is in, like the inside of that building is in really, really good shape. It's just dated. And the masonry on the outside of the building is in really good shape. We at one point looked at tearing it down because the value of the salvage of the building probably would offset the cost to tear it down. But the building is in such good condition that we decided to use part of it. So a phase 2 could increase some additional parking, and it could also get some additional square footage. But right now we're just using that certain amount of square footage for administrative.
Okay, so a phase 2 could include demolishing parts of the building,
It could include using more of the church than what we're using now. That's more so than we really don't have anything, at this time. But time will tell what will happen. But right now we want to get in there and get operating, and then if we need more square footage, we'll go to Florissant and get additional occupancy on more square footage and sort of just beautify the property now and it'll look 100% better when we're done very quickly, and then decide what happens down the road.
Okay, thank you so much.
Sure, thank you.
Before we close this public hearing, is there anyone in the audience that would like to make a comment? Seeing none, I'll make the motion to close this public hearing. That is seconded by Mr. Caputa. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Our next item on the agenda is old business. Bills for second reading. Bill number 9877. I will make a motion for a second reading. That is seconded by Mr. O'Donnell. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed?
Ordinance approving the Community Development Block Grant Fiscal Year 2023 Annual Action Plan for the City of Florissant, Missouri, and authorizing and directing the mayor to submit such plan to the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development.
Mr. Caputa makes a motion for a third reading. That is seconded by Mr. Harris. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Ordinance approving this Community Development Block Grant Fiscal Year 2023 Annual Action Plan for the City of Florissant, Missouri, and authorizing and directing the mayor to submit such plan to the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development.
Before the final vote is taken, is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak to this bill? Seeing none, clerk, please poll the council.
Parson? Yes. Siam? Yes. Harris? Yes. Manganelli?
Yes.
Egan?
Yes.
Caputa? Yes. Shildroth?
Yes.
O'Donnell?
Yes.
Pagano?
Bill number 9877 passes and becomes ordinance number 8884. Next item is new business. Your Honor, do you have any board appointments?
I do. I wish to reappoint Zach Schneider from Ward 7 to the Traffic Commission.
Moved to approve by Ms. Pagano, seconded by Mr. Caputa. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? The appointment shall be made.
Thank you. That's all I have this evening.
Next item on the agenda, bills for first reading. Bill number 9878.
Ordinance to rezone the property located at 495 Howdershell from B3 Extensive Business District to B5 Planned Commercial District to allow for a car wash and a storage building.
Bill number 9879.
Ordinance to amend Title III Traffic Code Schedule 3 Stop Intersections, subsection 3B by adding two-way stop intersection at Daniel Boone and Florissant Park.
Move for a second.
Mr. Manganelli moves for a second reading. That is seconded by Mr. Shildroth. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Ordinance to amend Title III Traffic Code Schedule 3 Stop Intersection, subsection 3B by adding two-way stop intersection at Daniel Boone and Florissant Park.
Mr. Manganelli moves for a third reading. That is seconded by Mr. Harris. May I have a roll call vote, please?
Parson? Yes. Siam? Harris?
Yes.
Manganelli?
Yes.
Egan?
Yes.
Caputa?
Yes.
Shildroth?
Yes.
O'Donnell?
Yes.
Pagano? Ordinance to amend Title III Traffic Code Schedule 3 Stop Intersections, subsection 3B by adding two-way stop intersection at Daniel Boone and Florissant Park.
Before the final vote is taken, is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak to this bill? Seeing none, clerk, please poll the council.
Parson? Siam? Harris? Manganelli? Egan?
Yes.
Caputa? Shildroth? O'Donnell? Pagano?
Bill number 9879 passes and becomes ordinance number 8885. 8885. Bill number 9880.
Ordinance to approve painting brick to a new color at 2678 North Highway 67 for Dairy Queen.
Bill number 9881.
An ordinance allowing the mayor to enter into a supplemental agreement with the Missouri Highway and Transportation Commission for the Malamphy Road project to include Patterson Road to Shackelford Road.
Bill number 9882.
Ordinance authorizing an amendment to B5 ordinance number 6166 to allow for the expansion of car sales establishment for Mission Hills Development.
The next item on the agenda is council announcements. Mr. Manganelli.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just want to remind everybody about the Knights of Columbus bocce tournament again on June 3rd. Teams are filling up. We are limited to 16. So if you want to go to kofc2951.org, you can find the link to register your team there. And it will be a introduction to the Italian Festival that will be held on September 30th. So there'll be plenty of good food there if you want to come and watch as well. That's all I have. Thank you.
Mr. Harris.
Thank you, Mr. President. I wanted to pass along an announcement, rather, that the 41st annual Hazelwood PTA Scholarship Run Walk will be Saturday, May 13th at Central High School. There's a 5K, 1 mile color blast, half mile for ages 7 and 8, and a quarter mile for 6 and under. The registration can be found at hazelwoodptacouncil.com. Thank you.
Mr. Caputa.
Thank you, Mr. President. If you own a firearm, make sure you keep that firearm secured. Do not leave it unsecured in your vehicle. Next on my announcements is the First Responder Canteen. They are looking for volunteers for this program, which is they respond to the first responders on any call. They go out there and they supply water, food, sports drinks, energy drinks for the first responders. If you're interested in volunteering, there are two people you can get a hold of. One, Robert Smith. His email address is flowcomw4@gmail.com. The other person is Danny Cunningham. His email is danny@stlfrc.com. Thank you.
Mr. O'Donnell.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a couple of things. First of all, we have a very vibrant organization in Ward 6, which is Old Town Partners, on behalf of actually our whole city, and they do many events throughout the year. Old Town Partners is an organization that supports the businesses in Old Town, but it is not just those businesses, so it includes anyone who wants to advance that. They have two, actually, events coming this weekend, one in advance of Valley of Flowers to have a spring cleanup in Old Town, and that will be this Saturday beginning at 10 a.m. So we'd like to invite anyone that would like to participate to come and help and meet in the parking lot across from City Hall. There may be some planting going on, but mostly handing out supplies for picking up trash in the area. And it's a great way to get to have our city looking even better before the Valley of Flowers weekend the following week. So that's this Saturday at 10 across from City Hall. The Old Town Partners also has their Ride into Spring event, which will be this Saturday from 10 to 2. It is an event that is geared toward having a day of shopping and different discounts, and many of the businesses will be open and sponsoring discounts. And I would suggest that you go to the Facebook page to get more information about that. But it's a great opportunity for spring shopping, and there are going to be special giveaways and discounts available. So I would check out their Facebook page on that. With regard to the VFW, there is some news with regard to the VFW and the leadership for VFW Post 4105 in Old Town. A new commander has been elected, and I just wanted to publicly congratulate him. He's not here tonight, but to acknowledge him. His name is Joe Redden. Joe is succeeding and will be sworn in May for Ron Scanlon, who has been the commander at the VFW for the past 5 years. Ron was instrumental in his leadership in many of the changes that happened surrounding the post over the last few years, including remodeling, redecorating, redoing the parking lot, adding a patio, a handicap access. They've replaced heating, air conditioning units. Ron is actually staying with the post, but he has a new position where he's not going to have that main leadership role, where he's still going to be the service officer, which will help to navigate veterans through different benefits that they're entitled to. So Joe Redden is the new commander. Joe's a retired Marine. He spent 23 years in the Marine Corps, 7 years. Additionally, with the Missouri National Guard. His wife, Kim, he has 3 sons live locally and a daughter in Arizona, 9 grandchildren, and we just congratulate Joe and know what a great tradition of wonderful leadership that goes on there will be carried on, and the great benefit that they are to our city and the gem that they are for Ward 6. So our hats off to the VFW. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. O'Donnell. This past Friday, we learned that Ron Azani had passed away quite suddenly. Mr. Azani was a member of the city's Board of Adjustment. He was also a fixture at St. Ferdinand Fish Fries and other activities. He will be missed deeply. Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. President. So we're going to have a plaque dedication for the late Sheila Williams, which is set for Wednesday, May the 3rd at 5:30 in front of 990 Rue St. Francis. Sheila was one of the 5 founding members of the Florissant Valley Historic Society and was certainly a pioneer in local history here. We're still continuing our Valley Flowers Clean Up, Spruce Up, and Fix Up campaign, which is run from April 3rd to May the 5th. We're just asking everybody to participate in cleaning up the city of Florissant, getting ready for our Valley Flowers Festival. Speaking of which, we're going to celebrate the Valley of Flowers with the theme of the Kentucky Derby. Our annual Valley of Flowers Parade and Festival will begin on May the 5th through May the 7th, so please come out and see us at the Valley of Flowers. And I just want to take a real quick moment just to thank the resident city of Florissant on my re-election. Certainly means a lot to myself and my family. I've been with the city now 34 years, and I'll tell you the last 4 years has definitely been a very eye-opening experience. There's been some good, then there's been COVID, which was a very difficult year. But I'll tell you that I certainly appreciate the effort and the opportunity to serve another 4 years. And I want to say the same thing with serving with Judge Dorsey and this entire council, my 4 years here. And they've been great people to work with, and I certainly have a great team here at the City Hall. So I just appreciate that opportunity to serve the city another 4 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. The next meeting of the Florissant City Council will be on Monday, May 8th, 2023 at 7 p.m. Mr. Parson moves to adjourn the regular meeting. That is seconded by Ms. Pagano. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? And the council shall stand adjourned.
I know. Nobody wants that.